to Diamonds in the Rough TV. I'm your host, Gigi, and I'm super excited to bring to you all today's very special guest. Now, we've all experienced our concerns with college campus safety. Well, today's very special guest actually created her own nonprofit organization and university campus program called Advocates of Sexual Assault Awareness. She's also a San Antonio, Texas native who has an extensive background in business administration and sports entertainment. She's done marketing for the Emmy-nominated series Washed. She was also the only female to land an internship in the sports department at the CBS news station in New York City in 2015. So we have an absolutely incredible guest with us today. I'm so excited to share with you all Dexia Smith. Dexia, welcome.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm so glad to be here.
We are so happy to have you. So I'd love to have you share with us just a little bit more about yourself and what got you into sports entertainment.
For sure. So yes, as you mentioned, I'm from San Antonio, Texas. I'm the youngest girl of my family, so I'm around all the men. I've got two older brothers and a whole bunch of uncles and cousins, and my dad, of course, led the charge. And so everybody was always a sports environment around me growing up. And so I wasn't too good at playing. So I was like, okay, let me figure out how I can still be involved into this into the industry. And so I found journalism. I did not know what journalism was in high school or until I got into high school. And our journalism teacher, Miss Christine Kaiser-Fanek, I still know her to this day. She's a huge testament. I give her a lot of praise. Wow. And she's the one that took me on into the newspaper staff for our high school. It was called The Talon. Wow. And I was the new sports and entertainment editor. And that just ignited that fire. And so she was like, you can continue to do this, right? You can go to college for this. You can actually pursue a career. And I'm like, wow. Word? Okay. So then that's when I started to research universities of who had the best program within Texas, because I knew I didn't want to go too far away from home, but I wanted to be able to at least get away to try to experience. And so at the time, UTSA, the University of Texas at San Antonio, did not have a journalism program. And so I'm like, all right, well, what's next? And so I found UNT, the University of North Texas in Denton. And that's when I proceeded with my undergraduate degree in broadcast journalism and graduated in 2015, and then went on right after to go to the CBS News internship in New York and to represent the Mayborn School of Journalism, which was an amazing time. And I mean, I was able to cover the 2015 NBA draft. I was able to go to the New York Giants opening training camp. I actually had a former classmate from high school who also had got on to the New York Giants playing onto their practice squad. And I was able to go and meet him and just cover that opportunity because I had covered him back in high school. So wow. Just that full circle moment of it, it was just journalism. It's just such a powerful thing. And so yeah, sports just really, it just came all from about just really not being good at playing. And then I just got into the business. And so boom, it went on from there, got into some sports industries, got to some internships, and then proceeded to get my master's in sport and entertainment management at UNT. I bleed green. And so from there, I went on to then become in sales in the corporate partnerships department at the Dallas Cowboys. So I've been there now for 3 years, and it's just been rolling.
Wow. Thank you so much for sharing that and giving us a little more background into how you got started into sports entertainment. I think that's amazing. And it's always, I think, very important to spotlight and give honor to, I like to call them our destiny helpers, but it's people who come in and help point us in the direction of where they see our potential and where we can go. Oh, yeah. So I love that you gave honor to her. Honestly, that's so beautiful.
Okay. Yeah, I will shout her out whenever.
I love that. And congratulations on all of your career accomplishments thus far. I know this is just the beginning. God has a lot in store for you. So I'm
Yes.
super excited for where he is taking you. And a lot of people have no idea how much work it takes. You know, they see the glitz and glam and they see the success, but I'd love for you to share with us some of the obstacles that you faced getting into your career and some of the challenges that you may have had to overcome.
Great question. Yeah, it's not what everything that glitters isn't gold. You said it. It's tough. It's if you want to be in the sports industry, I love to be transparent when it comes to this, especially the up and coming young professionals wanting to break into the industry and whatnot. It's a lot of long nights, no weekends. It's holidays, you're working. Holidays, you're at the game. Thanksgiving, you're at the game. But Christmas, you're at the game. My birthday, I'm born on Christmas Eve. I worked on my birthday. We play again this year, Miami Dolphins. So on my birthday. So it's like you've got to be, that's how much you've got to want to be in it. You got to know that you're sacrificing some of your time. But at the same breath, you'll be able to have the opportunities to invite your people in, to invite your family and friends in. So that way, yeah, it may be Thanksgiving, but at least I get to, for instance, me personally, I was able to invite my family to the Dallas Cowboys game last year for Thanksgiving. Yes, I had to work, but just knowing that they were in the suite there with me, I'm able to share those moments. So it's just remember that, the fact that, yeah, you're going to be a lot of times, especially young, when you're grinding, you're interning, you're just putting in that work and that effort, and then finally you're gonna hit that other side to where it's like, wow, look at me, I did it, I made it. And then you're gonna feel like, oh, let's keep it going. And it's not a matter of burnout and whatnot. You want to avoid that for sure. Pay attention to your body, pay attention to everything, but it's just be aware that, yes, it's long nights, it's long hours, it's weekends, it's all of that. However, you're a part of changing the experience for someone else. You're in part of enhancing that moment for somebody. Maybe it's, again, I'll speak for me, it's their first time at a Cowboys game, and you just now are a part of their everlasting memory. If you've got that about you, of where, wow, I just want to help be a part of somebody's lifelong experience, be a part of a memory that was just, oh my gosh, I can't believe I experienced that. If you got that about you, you'll be able to withstand the long nights, the weekends, and all of that.
Wow, thank you so much for sharing. I love that you talked about the sacrifice that it takes to really build a career like this, or any successful career, honestly. And those long nights when you're young and you're not getting to get out and have your weekends and things like that, it is your prime time to put in your most effort into building your career and building a successful life for yourself. I am someone who really stands by using your 20s and even early 30s to really put in the work to get to where you're going. So, hey, you can retire early, you can live life, be financially free. And when you know your mission and you know your why, it's so much easier, to sacrifice the fun so that you can make sure you get to where you're going, because you have a goal, you have a mission. Like you know why you're here. And I also love that you have, a supportive community around you and family who understand your schedule. And, that's very important too, because, hey, when you are trying to build a brand or a successful career, it's important that you have people around you who understand where you're trying to go. And they are not, in the way or distracting you or, trying to discourage you about the different sacrifices that you have to make.
Beautiful. That point right there, I'll touch really quickly on. You got me, because it's like, yeah, it took a minute for the family and everybody to understand what I do, and it's like, and what my vision was. Nobody understands, like you said, nobody understands what your goal is, what your vision is, what was assigned to you, but you. So it's like you're trying to get them to understand, but at the same time, it's like, I got to be at work. I got to do this. I got to do that. I'll explain later. You'll get it. Hopefully you will. If not, I still love you, praying for you, everything. And so all that to say, I've missed birthdays. I've missed, anniversaries. I've missed things. I'm getting emotional, like that, and that they know, and well, especially they know now, all of that was just so I can be at this moment, so I can provide more opportunities for us all. And so it took a minute, but if you have that village, like you mentioned, it'll all be worth it long while for
Wow.
sure.
So beautiful. I stand by that as well. And there's something that you highlighted about really being able to say, I may not be able to explain to you the vision right now. There's even a scripture in the Bible where God talks about, you may not understand what I'm doing now, but later you'll understand. And even as children of God, there are times when he'll give us a vision and nobody else understands your journey, your path. And you have to be able to stand alone. In a sense, you really do. You have to be able to say, you know what? I see where I'm going. I know my potential. This vision is for me and only me. I'm the one that has to fulfill this vision. And so, you have to be okay with not everybody understanding the call or understanding why you're here,
Yeah.
It's a lot.
It's tough. And especially along the journey when you're on the assignment and you just have to man, all right, let me take a break. Let me not start forming my own opinions about this person just because they're not understanding what I'm doing. Don't let it affect that. So it's a lot of maturity. It's a lot of growth. It takes so much. But when you're a genuine soul and you'll be able to just regain it all back. Like I feel that's what I'm experiencing right now. When you're true to people, when you're good to people. Yes, I have not answered the call sometimes or whatnot, but eventually I'll get back to you, and trust me, it's the love is still the same, and hope is there for me. So I'm glad we share that sentiment. It's great to hear that, especially from someone like you that's busy doing what you're doing and knowing that I faced that too. So it's tough, but we're able to get through it.
Yeah, thank you so much. Now, as I was listening to you, I realized there's another point that I would love for both of us to share. In the journey of us building our brands, I'd love for you to share, how being purpose driven has also shifted the dynamics of your relationships, whether dating or friendships. Now, I'll go first. I know for me, I went through a transition where it was like, okay, not everybody is really your friend, and God is going to slowly start pulling away the distractions and the noise. And because when you're a genuine person, a lot of times you welcome people in and you have a big heart, so it's like you want to keep everybody around who was with you, but that's not always the case. And so the whole dynamic of relationships shift, and you learn how to actually become the type of person who attracts people who think on your level. But there's a season where sometimes you are standing alone and it's just you and God. And I went through that season, and I finally come out of that wilderness season where God is bringing me what I prayed for, godly friends who are purpose driven, connecting me with the resources and everything. But I went through that season of okay, I am about to totally strip you from everything that you used to know, because I have a whole different plan for you. And there's different people that I need in your circle. I need you around high value people. And you may have some nice friends, but they're not going where I have you going. So I would love for you to share. I know.
Sometimes in the rough.
Girl, you already know. I would love for you to share how, you have also experienced that whole relational shift, whether it was dating or friendships. What was your experience like?
It's so when I first started Aosa, after college, it was really formed during college, and we'll get to that later, the fruition of it. But I was very heavily okay, why isn't my friends or my family, why aren't they reposting my posts? Why aren't they sharing my event, my flyer? Why aren't they liking? Just constantly I'm getting upset. I'm getting internal, and I'm like, whoa, what the heck? You're literally sharing some gossip sites. You're sharing things that are not even related to us, not even related to our community. It's like, why aren't you support? And then you know me. You don't know Beyonce. You don't know Rihanna. But she got plenty followers, plenty, all that plenty support. What's up with me? And I had to take that a step back. It was I had a season too, and where it's just me and God. And I said, you know what, Lord, I need you to really focus my mind, realign my mind of how I'm viewing this. And lo and behold, I was able to then, he sent me people that were really for the cause, that were really wanting to help. And it was not a matter of, I had to forgive my people and forgive that. And it's not, I can't force, you can't force anybody to support anything at the end of the day, you know. And especially for my topic with sexual assault awareness, sometimes it's triggering, sometimes you don't even want to talk about it. Mm-hmm. So I had to get that growth and maturity and to understand, first of all, that in itself. Mm-hmm. And then it's like, okay, well, if you're going to support, you got to go find your demo then. Go find your target. Go find the people that are ready and willing in their journey right now to speak, to be a part of an organization, to champion other survivors like each other. So I had to refocus and realign and not get upset and all that, and just really understand what the assignment is. And so, you know, I love my people. They, you know, I was a little feisty back then, first starting it a couple years ago. And it was just like, where y'all at? Like, what? It's just me. The woe is me. But then it's like, no. It's bigger than you at the end of the day. It's bigger than you. Keep going, go find it. You're going to get that support to where it's going to be able to grow as you have in your mind, as you so envision. So.
That's beautifully said. And one of the things that I feel like God has been repeating to me over and over, like he's been sending me this message reminding me that, you know, sometimes the vision is too big for you to even share right now. You have to know your season of just quiet. Don't tell everybody what you're working on right now, because they don't get it. They're going to be almost like draining your energy in a sense, or, you know, speaking their opinions.
It might tear you off your route.
Yeah, you don't even have time to tell certain people what you got going on next, because it's just not for them. Just let it be revealed in its timing. That's what I've had to learn. And so I had to let go of the idea of family supporting and resharing everything I do. I do have a supportive family, but I know there are still, you know, times where they don't exactly understand where I may be going, and I had to learn that's okay. They love me, they're here for me, but the vision is for me, and as long as God is for me, who can be against me? Okay, you know, I want our audience to be encouraged today that if you have a dream and a vision that God has given you, this is between you and God. You know what I'm saying? He will bring the right people in your circle and in your sphere of influence, but you have to also be willing to stand alone for what you believe in. And like you said, even the cause, your mission behind Aosa, a lot of people, it may be triggering or they may not understand. And you have to be okay with standing alone, because you know the necessity of what you're doing is real. You're serving. Like this. It's too much purpose behind it.
And likewise. Same for you.
Thank you.
Same for you.
Thank you. So I would love for you to share with us a little bit more about the story behind Aosa, because I know that, you know, there was a certain experience that took place. If you could just give us a brief idea of the background behind you coming up with the nonprofit and the campus program, I'd love for you to share more with us.
For sure. So yes, I am a survivor. My story begins at 11 years old. An associate of the family, so it was an in-law basically, and so yeah, it was a tough time. I didn't come out and tell my family until I was about 15, 16 years old, and just simply because I'm like, I don't, you know, what was that? I don't know, you know. Is that supposed, you know, the whole shebang? I was pretty sheltered growing up, so I wasn't exposed to much. And even at school, like back in the day, social media wasn't really, you know, a thing and all that. So we were kids. At 11, we were kids were kids. Yeah. And so, it was a tough moment. And I was able to then finally just have that strength to be like, you know, because they were not understanding how I was growing up, how I was developing, and my mentality. And so I just was able to share it amongst the family. Of course, you know, especially my father was very like, you know, ready to go and all that. And it was more of a, even at that time, at 15, 16, it's like I had already had that healing with God myself. And so it was like, Daddy, there's nothing, anybody, please, I need y'all to just hear me right now. Just hear me. I don't need action to be done. I don't need nothing like that. Just hear me. And that was my journey. That was for me. Obviously, every survivor is different, especially now with the resources that we have, with the counselors, with the advocacy programs and everything like that. So there's definitely more that can be done and to really help you get there. And so for Aosa specifically, the background there in college. It was my junior year of my undergraduate degree at UNT, and it was a women's studies course. And we were to get into a group of 4 and to come up with a semester-long project of a cause that really meant the most to us. At that point, so the 4 of us, we got together, we were assigned together, and we had all found out that each of us were survivors. So it was like, wow, statistic already. 1 in 4 women, 1 in 7. It's just there. It's prevalent. It's real. And so right there, I was able to see the visual of like, wow, I'm truly not alone. And so us 4 were like, okay, we realized that there was not a survivors advocate program on campus. And this is a campus at that time of 36,000 plus students. So knowing the statistic, it's happening. So where are our survivors going? And especially as a college student, we realize, especially the logistics of everything. Okay, you're a college student, you're 18, 19 years old, don't have a car, don't have anything, something just happened to you. You're scared to call the police, you're scared to call somebody. The nearest center that, that can help you of advocacy or to help you along your journey for the counseling and whatnot, or to administer rape kits was like 5 to 7 minutes away. How are you going to get there? And so by then you're defeated. You're already then, all this defeat is just on you. So we felt the need. We felt that we had it like, okay, yeah, we have a real cause we can do here. Let's get a survivors advocate program on campus. So we met with campus police, with campus faculty, and we garnered a petition that raised over like 600 signatures, which still, it's even in that, even though it's 36,000 students, having that many students like, hey, yes, we need this. And so it was like, okay, at that point, we started to get national attention. USA Today interviewed us, Syracuse University, the Dallas Observer, just so many people were like, wow, I can't believe just forming with other people, you can make some change. And so, yeah, it's just, I'm so happy that those efforts led to a program now on campus, a survivors advocates program where students can go to for UNT. And, I get emotional talking about it because it's just like, wow, just all it takes was just a little effort and just somebody to just fight. And so from there, I continued on my senior year. I gathered a group of journalists because obviously I was broadcast journalism. And so I created UNT Speaks Out. It's on our website too, on aosadfw.org. But I was able to find some survivors that were willing to talk about their story on camera and share that. And it was just powerful. And we were able to just do some blogs and everything like that. And it was such for me, I was like, oh, I want to continue this. It's not only helping others, but it's healing me. And so I said, okay. After that, I gathered a little group there. Naima Gonzalez, one of my friends from UNT that I met, she's been so tremendous in the help of Aosa, and as well as, my parents. And so we then led a walk against rape in Denton. And we partnered with Denton County Friends of the Family, and all proceeds went to them. And it was just a beautiful, beautiful moment. And so from there, it was like, okay, let's start the fruition of Aosa. And so that's when, after that first event, I met with Naima, and I was like, man, advocates of sexual assault awareness, we were just writing different names down. And then that's when I came up with the term Aosa. And so from there, in April is Sexual Assault Awareness Month. So SAM, Sexual Assault Awareness Month.
Beautiful.
And so we host a benefit showcase every year in April to be able to provide a platform for survivors to just come speak their truth, to come relive, to come survive and thrive, fellowship amongst other people. So that way we can keep, and then obviously we invite people that aren't survivors. So that way for the awareness piece of it. So that way we're creating a safer society for all. And it's just been beautiful since then, just from taking my story from what happened to me, taking it and just not faltering, not falling, just regaining my strength from God, because obviously there was a path that he had me on. There was an assignment. Mm-hmm. And now it's like I'm not only healing myself, but helping to heal others. And that's the best thing that I can have for me. That's Aosa in a nutshell.
Wow. That is such a fulfilling purpose that you are walking in, and there is so much power in your story. And I first want to thank you for just really coming to a place where you were open enough to share your story with others and share it on a national level without fear and with confidence that, hey, I want you to know that you're not alone. And just the fact that even as a young girl and as a teenager, you were able to come out and share that this happened, but at the same time, you weren't seeking to get back at the person. That takes a special level of strength. You didn't let anything stop you from allowing this pain to be turned into a masterpiece. And it's amazing how God will literally take something that looks so messy, just like, what do I even do from this point? How do I get past this point? And he can take it and use it for greater, something that you could never even imagine, and something that blesses so many men and women all across the world. So again, I just want to give you your flowers for really walking in your purpose and just being so dedicated to the mission, because there are so many people who have to hear your story. God continue to bless your journey. I know he still has so many amazing things in store for you.
Oh, Georgette, my heart is really so full. I thank you. This platform that you're providing for people, it is tremendously just impactful. I can't thank you enough for inviting me and for me to share my story, to share Aosa. It means the world, and what I'm all support for Diamonds in the Rough. Like, let's go, let's do this. You've got a great thing going, and your spirit is so warm. It's inviting. It made it safe for me to share with you, and that's huge. And when it comes to survivors and just being willing to tell their stories or whatnot, you got to be able to provide that genuine feeling, and you've got that. Thank you so much for allowing me and making it a safe space for me to come on here and share my story.
Oh, thank you as well, Dexia. You also have a very warm and beautiful soul, and that is why I knew I had to have you. I didn't share this at the beginning of the episode, but I actually met Dexia at a business academy class, and she was just always such a beautiful, warm, refreshing face, and I was like, I need to know this girl. So I checked out her LinkedIn, I checked out what she does, and I was like, I have to invite her on the podcast because she has an incredible story. So your light is exuding as well every day. So yes.
Let's keep shining.
Yes, you already know. So before we close today's episode, I do have a little game of surprise trivia. Just gonna end it on a little bit of a lighter note. So Dexia, the topic is, how well do you know your university? Yes, okay. yes. So the first question is, name the school mascot of your university.
Scrappy.
Hey, very good. Very good. Okay, question number 2. What is another legendary animal that the school is known for?
Lucky.
Yes. Good job. Okay. Question number 3 out of 4 is, UNT started the first blank program in the U.S. What program was this? And I can give you a hint if you need me to.
You can, I got asked the choice, can I phone a friend?
Yes, okay, little hint. It is somewhere in the entertainment music space.
Oh, the first I know, because we're known for our music. We are known for the music program.
It's a genre. It's a specific genre.
Symphony?
It's actually close, but it's actually jazz. Yes. You guys had the first jazz program in the U.S. Awesome. You were close. You were close. Now, the last question is, I would love for you to name a celebrity alumni if you know any.
Yes, Dr. Phil.
There you go. You did it. You did it. Congratulations.
3 out of 4.
Yes,
go,
you did it. I believe you know your school very well. Thank you so much. Thank you for playing today's surprise trivia, and thank you for being a guest on today's episode. This episode has been absolutely empowering, and I hope to have you back again one day in the future.
Yes, I would love to be back, Georgette. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you all so much for sticking around for today's episode. I do hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure to hit the like button down below and subscribe to stay tuned for upcoming episodes. I'll see you all next time.